I began my career in television as an editor. I won an Emmy Award for editing The Cosby Show. For the last 6 years, I have been the series director on Moesha, multiple camera situation comedy. And recently I began to do single camera comedy and drama. And I really like it. Because on multiple camera, it's like staging a play in front of an audience. But in single camera, you can tweak every moment and paint every picture. So my goal is to bring the spontaneity and energy of multiple camera to single camera.
Hello, and thanks for clicking me on. I'm very excited, having just completed the Single Camera Director's Prep program. Professionally, I come out of the world of television post-production as an editor, and over the years I've had the pleasure of working with some of the most successful producers in television, David Chase, Stephen Bochco, and Dick Wolf, to name a few. As a director, I'm passionate, hardworking, curious, knowledgeable, and always open to finding new ways to tell the story. I hope you enjoy my reel, and thanks for watching.
Independent film writer, director, currently employed by ABC, being one of the 3 selected for the ABC DGA Directing Fellowship Program. I'm pleased to present to you my feature film debut, which is actually a pseudo-trailer. We just screened our first 35mm print at the San Francisco Independent Film Festival, which was hands down by critics and audiences one of the festival favorites. I'm also pleased to present my short film Whacked, which is an extremely dense version of the film. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.
I started off in this business as an aspiring actor, but in order to pay bills, I became a production assistant and worked my way through the lines of production to first assistant director. I was first assistant director for about 7 years, which gave me the experience and knowledge I needed to make a smooth transition into directing a PBS dramatic series. I'm a very eager and effective director that works well with actors and knows how to maintain a schedule. So I'm ready for a challenge. Thank you for your time.
My love for entertainment began growing up the son of a Latin jazz musician who worked with the likes of Tito Puente, Dizzy Gillespie, and Eddie Palmieri. After a traumatic move to Rhode Island, I wound up getting in with the wrong crowd and then got an invitation into the Army, where I became a military policeman. I moved to LA to become an actor, and I was told that I had the face for radio and I'd do better behind the camera. So I wound up becoming a music video editor, got nominated for several MTV awards, and then began to direct videos. For the last several years I've been directing commercials, and I'm now ready to move into long-form storytelling.
I come from the world of network journalism. I was a Nightline producer for 9 years, and in that time it was all about the story, serving the story, telling the story, making the story interesting. That's what I try to bring across in my directing. If the story is not told right, if the story is not shot right, if it's not acted right, it's not going to work. And I keep that as the center of what I try to do. So I hope you enjoy the material that you're about to see, and thanks for watching.
I started in this business as an actress and made the transition into directing about 8 years ago. I was directing theater and multi-camera television on a daytime soap opera. The film that you're about to see is my film directorial debut. It's entitled The Gift, and I hope you like it.
My background is television news. I was a producer at NBC News for several years, and I traveled the world covering wars and disasters and politics, all great training for Hollywood. I made the transition to be a consultant and a unit producer-director on films and television projects that had news elements within them. And then I did the directing workshop for women. And one of the things I discovered when I did my short film is that my background in television news really prepared me to be a good director, because I could think on my feet and compensate when all my best laid plans just didn't work out. I could still make my day. Right now I'm making my living as a writer, but I'm writing for the opportunities to direct because that's what I really want to do. Thanks.
Instead of going pre-med as my parents had hoped, I made cinema verite documentaries in college, which no one will ever want to see. After college, I came out to LA and I got into the Directors Guild Assistant Directors Training Program and worked my way up from second AD to first AD. Then one day I ran into Mark Tinker at the Broadway Deli, and he offered me a first AD job on NYPD Blue. Then I got a directing opportunity on NYPD Blue. I've directed several more since then, and I just finished directing a Providence. Thanks.
I started out as a modern dance choreographer with my own modern dance company in New York City. I made a short film to show people I could choreograph, and that was seen at Warner Brothers Records, which landed me my first directing job, which was a music video. I started to direct music videos, moved to California, and also started to create original short films for Sesame Street. Over the years, I've made 32 short films for Sesame Street, 4 of which have won Daytime Emmy Awards for that show. For the past 5 years, I've been directing commercials full-time.
I started out as a painter and decided I wanted to eat and sleep indoors, so I gave it up and went to filmmaking. Thought, visual expression, that'll work. And so I worked on short films, no-budget films, student films, music videos, commercials, anything I could to learn the craft, the art department, sound department, production. I did everything and learned how to make the impossible possible. With that information, wrote a short script called Kickin' Chicken, and you will see an excerpt from it on this DVD.
After receiving a master's degree in drama, I began my career directing theater in Madison, Wisconsin. In San Diego, I was employed by the Educational Cable Channel as an in-house writer, producer, director, where I received an Emmy Award for my work. I was then accepted to the DGA training program, moved to Los Angeles, and worked my way up through the ranks of assistant directors. I was chosen to direct the first film of the WGA-DGA Women's Directors Project. That short film was entitled No Dogs Allowed and starred Kate Capshaw and Rita Wilson. Most recently, I've directed 4 episodes of Arliss for HBO, including the 5th season finale and an episode recently submitted for Emmy nomination. I hope you enjoy watching the work on my reel as much as I enjoyed shooting it.
My journey started when I graduated from Princeton University, and I knew I wanted to be a writer-director, but I had no idea how to break into the industry. So I called Spike Lee's office, and they put him on the telephone. He ended up giving me my first job in the industry as a production assistant in wardrobe on Do the Right Thing, after which I started to work on The Cosby Show as a production assistant in wardrobe. Next, I went to New York University Graduate Film School, during which I started to direct music videos, actually to pay for film school. I've directed over 80 music videos and several commercials. A couple years ago, I directed my first feature film, and now I'm excited about directing episodic television.
Welcome to the future. Via the first ever DGA, African American Steering Committee, Single Camera Directors Prep Program, DVD. I'm Paris Barclay. I'm the DGA's 3rd Vice President, the coordinator of this program, and I'm here to explain what it is and how this DVD can help introduce you to a next generation of single camera episodic directors. Now, way back in 2001, the African American Steering Committee joined with the heads of diversity for the 4 networks to try to figure out a way to provide more opportunities for young directors to learn from some of the best in the business. That would teach them the ins and outs in a way that just a book never could. So we asked for submissions, and we asked for tapes of their work, and a distinguished panel of DGA judges, including many Emmy winners, Golden Globe winners, and a few of the people who had directed some of television's finest pilots, judged the work. And they were joined by 3 agents for directors who also were involved in the process, and all the finalists were interviewed, and we finally decided who would be accepted. 12 directors were selected, and 3 more were added from the DGA Disney ABC Fellowship Program. And then the work began. Now, what we had originally planned was 10 weeks of lectures, but it became 3 months of learning the ins and outs of directing in television, as only the best directors in television could teach it. Excuse me for a second, I have a phone call, sorry. Yeah. Actually, yeah, we're doing the DVD right now. Yeah, it's going to be ready in a couple weeks. Can you call me back, because I'm actually filming the DVD right now. So I know you want to be the first to get it because you are very important, and we're going to get it to you, but we have to make it first. Thanks. Mark Tinker, he's very interested in getting the DVD. Anyway, Bill D'Elia, Jesus Trevino, and Mark Tinker himself, and Todd Holland cover the humor and wit of the prep period in casting, bringing along ADs to talk schedule and casting directors and walk the class through that process. Neil Baer and Chris Misiano offered invaluable insight on working with the writer-showrunner. And an extraordinary overview of acting came from the years of experience that Bob Butler and Michael Schultz had, followed the next week by hands-on directing experience with directors Sarah Pia Anderson, Kevin Hooks, Laura Innes, Michael Robin, and Charlie Haid. That was followed by Leslie Linka Glatter and DP Tom Del Ruth, revealing the ins and outs of working with the DP and staging for television. And then we had a panel of working directors, Jamie Bartlett, Helene Head, Nick Mark, Ricardo Mendez-Mata, and Bethany Rooney, and they let the class know what it's really going to be like out there in the marketplace. Thomas Carter and Jim Frawley covered the post-production process with a fine-tooth comb, and we ended with a group of agents and managers discussing and debating their role in building careers. Now, I know I learned a lot in the process, and I can assure you these classmates did too.
And so they're ready. Now, all you have to do is travel around this little spinning disc that's in your computer or DVD player right now. You're going to view a short interview with each of the people that were in this program. You'll get a taste of their work, just 5 minutes, and then what you'll do is you'll call 3 or 4 of them up on the telephone and have an interview with them, or you'll call them up and you'll say, listen, I'd love to see more work. That's just, excuse me for just a second, sorry. I should probably put my phone away before this. Yeah. Yeah, they're all really good, yeah. That's why we're doing the DVD, because we're going to show how wonderful they are. Yes, they're nice people too, I know. I spent the whole class with them. No, the assholes we got out of the class, yeah. No, these are just the good ones. Okay, can I go back to the filming now? Thanks. I'm sorry, it's really rude. It is worth noting that this DVD project, which is the first of its kind ever, was initiated, created, and designed by the class themselves. This is something they're doing, and they're paying for it, and they want to demonstrate their strengths. And they want to demonstrate them in a way that's unique. That shows you the kind of thinking you're going to get from these up-and-coming directors. The most exciting up-and-coming directors we know about. We hope you'll watch it, we hope you'll engage some of them, and we hope you'll discover that they're as talented as we already know they are. After all, you deserve the very best, and the very best is right on this little spinning disc. So enjoy.